back again in this place, the wind on my face like a lullaby. On this dock, on this lake that never seems to change while the world rushes by. Well, I come back every year, mostly need to know you're here, having morning coffee with the loons, floating through the afternoons, tide shore flies. Between these Adirondack skies. Brought me here, you taught me how to steer a boat, caught some fish, set out camping gear, whittled sticks for a marshmallow roast, sleeping bags by the fire, yawning that I wasn't tired, and singing some forgotten tune. You and me and the man in the moon, we harmonize. Underneath those Adirondack skies. But now I've got kids of my own, and I bring them here that they might know you the way I do, seen through eyes of these Adirondack skies. There's a cold edge on the wind, another season blowing in, another year blowing by. I'm making plans for when we're here again, on this dock, on this lake, you and I, listening for the loons, singing that familiar tune. Should know before I go, I love you so. These precious times and these Adirondack skies.
Was Thomas Lee in Westport, New York, in the year 1903, who needed something to hold his drink and suspend him comfortably. So he fashioned some pine boards into a restful piece, using nails, trial, and error, and that piece became famous around the world and known as the Adirondack chair. Well, Thomas Lee made his Adirondack chair out of boards of fresh-cut pine. I made mine a cedar, it'll last a long, long time. I've seen 'em made of cypress, and you can make 'em out of sycamore. It doesn't much matter what you make it from, just make one, buy it from the store. See these chairs in the Adirondack Park, you find them at the edge of a lake, on the front porch of a great camp built in 18 such and such a date. Find them in a cabin way back in the woods, use them as their living room chair. I've never seen one in an outhouse, but I don't doubt some use them there. Thomas Lee made his Adirondack chair out of boards of fresh cut pine. And I made mine a cedar, it'll last a long, long time. I've seen 'em made of cypress, and you can make 'em out of sycamore. It doesn't much matter what you make it from, just make one, buy it from the store. You see these chairs from east to west, sea to shining sea. You can buy 'em in the mail order catalogs, and you can find 'em when you go overseas. Well, who would have thought that this plain pine chair strapped together out of necessity would be so pandemically comfortable and sweep the world as it does off its feet? These Adirondack chairs, you can find them in pairs, gregarious sitting in a line. But if you find one empty, I'd sit down. It's rare to find them unoccupied. Well, Thomas Lee, he was a common man, but you know he had a clever side. They ought to give him some kind of reward. Heck, give him the Nobel Chairmaker's Prize. Well, Thomas Lee made his Adirondack chair out of boards of fresh cut pine. And I made mine a cedar, it'll last a long, long time. I've seen 'em made of redwood, and you can make 'em out of sycamore. It doesn't much matter what you make it from, just make one, buy it from the store. It doesn't much matter what you make it from, just make one, you can sell it at the door.
Left my Adirondack home about a year ago. I met up with bad company, the kind you shouldn't know. I learned to drink and gamble, turned out to be a bum. I'm tired of roaming around and I'm gonna be back home. There's a path that leads back to my Adirondack home. I'm going back tonight and I never more will roam. I can see my mother there for her boy. She says a prayer and she waits in her armchair in my Adirondack home. Dad has left this cruel world for heaven up above, leaving mother all alone with only me to love. But I left my little home, found nothing short of pain. Now I know that I was wrong and I'm going back again. There's a path that leads back to my Adirondack home. I'm going back tonight and I never more will roam. I can see my mother there for her boy. She says a prayer. She waits in her armchair in my Adirondack home. Now that you've heard my story, don't ever leave your home. When your mother needs you so, don't ever start to roam. Don't disappoint your mother, for someday she'll be gone. Whenever you're away, don't forget this little song. There's a path that leads back to my Adirondack home. I'm going back tonight and I never more will roam. I can see my mother there for her boy. She says a prayer and she waits in her armchair in my Adirondack home.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Brought to you by Lincoln Mercury. Nobody has more kinds of cars or more kinds of people. See them at the sign of the cat. By Goodyear, makers of the custom Steel Guard radial tire. And by State Farm Mutual. Almost anywhere you live, there's a State Farm agent nearby. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Once my heart raced both free and wild with the wind and with the sun. It gave its love to the living land till the two became as one. In the wilderness we found our home, forever wild, forever free. In the Adirondacks of New York, my heart will always be. Where rivers crest in early spring and the water flashes white, where the bold canoe seeks out its way and the heart leaps with delight, where morning mists rise from the lakes, the newborn day dawns clear, where speckled trout rise to the fly, sounds of summer fill the air. In the wilderness we found our home, forever wild, forever free. In the Adirondacks of New York, my heart will always be. Where hues of autumn gild the land, wood smoke scents the cool crisp air, where white-tailed deer watch from the slope and life's without a care, where winter's hand grips fierce and strong, winter's children laugh and sing, where skiers glide over endless snows till at last there comes the spring. Soar with the wind, let it dream along with me. Let it find a place beneath the sun of peace and liberty. In the wilderness, let it find a home, forever wild, forever free. In the Adirondacks of New York, your heart will always be. In the Adirondack wilderness, your heart will always be.
Where are we heading to? I sure would love to know. I just hope that soon enough in time we will go to the place that always calls me back, those Adirondack hills. You know that desert, it's a peaceful place to be. It's sure to see the sunshine, but you might long for the sea. Not me, please take me back to those Adirondack hills. California, there's nice places that I know. But you'll need lots of money if you want to see the show. I'll just gather up the things I have, catch a ride back to the hills. Gonna make it back there soon, I feel it in my bones. Sure love that Pacific, but it just is not my home. Goodbye, California, hello to my Adirondack hills. Goodbye, West Virginia, so long to Lake Tahoe. It's been a splendid visit, but it's time for us to go to the mighty pines and columbines and rest up in the hills. Goodbye to Montana, so long New Mexico. We thank you for having us, but it's time for us to go to the summer camps and hunting shacks and rest up in the hills. Coming in from Buffalo, the road seems long and slow. Soon enough in time, we'll be back where I best know. There'll be photographs and lots of laughs when we make it to the hills. I don't mind the rain up there, in fact I love that snow. From fields of pussy willows up to grass pond we will go. How I miss the silentness that echoes through those Adirondack hills. How I miss the silentness that echoes through those Adirondack hills.
Last night the quarter moon rose o'er the ocean as I looked on in some southern seaport town. It was then in my mind there came a notion that it was time this country boy was homeward bound. Back up north where the snow is gently falling, that's where my heart has always been now, heaven knows. I hear her voice across the miles, it's softly calling. I'm headed home to my Adirondack rose. Back up home where the northern lights are shining and the wood smoke rides along the evening breeze. It's for this and so much more that I'm pining, for the one that to my heart does hold the key. Back up north where the snow is gently falling, that's where my heart has always been now, heaven knows. I hear her voice across the miles, it's softly calling. I'm headed home to my Adirondack rose. The northern rose is the loveliest of flowers from the time it starts to blossom in the spring. In the time of both sunshine and the showers, we hold dear all of the beauty that it brings. Back up north where the snow is gently falling, that's where my heart has always been now, heaven knows. I hear her voice across the miles, it's softly calling. I'm headed home to my Adirondack rose. My love is like the roses in the mountains that grace the dooryard out beside our home, and cascade o'er the wall like crimson fountains, and draw me back no matter how far I may roam. Back up north where the snow is gently falling, that's where my heart has always been now, heaven knows. I hear her voice across the miles, it's softly calling. I'm headed home to my Adirondack rose. Back up north where the snow is gently falling, that's where my heart has always been now, heaven knows. I hear her voice across the miles, it's softly calling. I'm headed home to my Adirondack rose. I'm headed home to my Adirondack rose.